Hey guys, today I wanted to bring you a 2v2 gunfight map breakdown. This is going to be the first episode in the series. I'm going to go through all the existing 2v2 maps and any of the 2v2 maps that will be added in the near future. Today we're starting off with Speedball, one of my favorite maps just because of the simplicity of it. A very simple 3-lane map with no real verticality features that will sort of hinder how you play. It's always on the ground, great LOSs, and just a fun experience overall. So start off, I wanted to kind of go over early spawn peaks. Information is key when you're playing this map, and that's mostly the case with every other map, but we'll get there when we get to the other maps. But usually off spawn, you will either spawn here with your teammate, or he'll spawn right beside you on the other side. Depending on what side, I like to mount up on the corner here, or if I have something else, I could just kind of hold it normally. And you could see the enemy if he sprints across, and if you have a fast enough trigger finger, you can of course shoot him. And you can get some nice chip damage, especially when you're running shotguns and you have a pistol as a secondary. This is great trying to get that chip. Same thing goes with this side. I find this side is a lot cleaner to try and get that pre-fire than this side, just because they have that crate in the back, or whatever that is. Yeah, mounted plywood. And you also have this in the way too, while the other side is very clean, very straight to the enemy. And depending on what side the enemy goes, so let's say we have a 1-1 split, I usually come running back here, or if I know I have the jump on them, I can just sit up here, kind of give my shoulder here and there just to peek down the blue crate. Now, same thing goes for this side. So we got a 1-1 split. One guy's going left, one guy's going right. Probably the best case scenario is you can come back to this back corner here and hug it. Really get that good info. You can help your teammate on the cross if they do need help. You can, of course, jump up on top of the barrel. And even better is same scenario 1v1. You can come to the side here. And playing these two big crates is very important. Kind of like that snake lane in paintball, where you really got to push up tight. And once you do take control of this, it is pretty game ending. Because you have all this control here. Great cover overall. These walls are bankable by specific calibers, so just be careful of that. So yeah, we're moving on to lines of sight. So with lines of sight, a big one I talked about before is the off spawn peaks. So definitely this side, definitely that side. You can really get some cheeky little shots off just by looking around the map, you know. Especially with info, if you know that they are both over, let's say on the right side here, you could fearlessly push up. Especially if your teammate knows that as well. He could take that fight, kind of keep them there, and you can come swinging back around. So these beautiful lines of sight. This head glitch is really annoying to fight, especially when you're mounted, crouch around the corner, all that fun stuff. Now, if we're talking right side here, if two people, of course, go left and you are free right, this is a free win. If you're able to get across in their spawn, they can't back up from anything, and a lot of players, when they get into crate, they tend to just sit in it. And let's say they get flashed, they immediately start backing up, and they either come swinging back behind big crate, or they come behind the barrels. So if once again, if you're back over here, you have a great help for your teammate, and just a great overall position to win the round. So flip it on the other side, we have the same kind of idea. Off spawn, you and your teammate should probably mount up, or at least hold it to get information. And depending on it, you can always break off. These wooden pallets here are a good sort of mid-fight here, especially if they try to go mid. You have some cover to rock with, or if you want to fall back to your spawn and hold it, there's nothing wrong with sitting in your spawn and holding it, as long as you're not that guy and hides in the corner all game. Definitely the right side here is more favorable for this side, because you have a lot more mobility, and jumping up on these barrels back up here is pretty risky. Especially if the guy's pre-aiming you, your head's going to pop up way before he sees you, or way before you see him. And of course, if you do spawn on left, really try to get into here, so try to contest snake, or left side crates, usually what I call it. And you can really fight them. You can especially pop them off on the head here if you're using the deagle, let's say. Shooting them in the back. So come up mid. Haven't really talked about middle very much, but it's a very ballsy play. If you have a good teammate that you are fairly certain can protect one side, let's say crate side or the shipping containers, then the middle is great. You have a great head glitch. You have great little corner peeks you can have, or if you're feeling a little risky, you can go for this little sneak play here. Both grenades and bullets can go through, but sadly you can't. And yeah, middle is really important on aggressive rounds. So if your teammate wants to play really aggressive, come up mid. You could really get them off guard if you haven't done this in an earlier round, and really get them off surprise. So let's go over callouts quick. These are personal callouts. These are just the easiest thing for me to remember, at least. You know, their spawn. It is broken up by red and blue. You have the red side here, then the blue side here. Usually, if this is your spawn, then you call it your spawn, vice versa on the other side. And then I usually go their jump up here, because this is the only real jump up you can do that the game kind of tells you, hey, you could do it. Same thing goes with the other side, right? So you'll see it's very symmetrical, which is why I also like it. It's very simple to do and just easy to kind of follow and call out. An easier way, if you're super simple, you're not quite sure what is what, left side, right side. 2 going left side, 1 going right side, you know, just kind of that simple mentality. Coming up to here, these 2 little tire stacks, you can call them tires. Of course, mid-map is mid-map, their mid-map, our mid-map. And you can call this blue crate and white crate. You can call barrels cinder blocks, but of course these are barrels, so why wouldn't you call them barrels? Of course, half walls, you can call them that. Especially back right. That's a big call out, especially when you have new players playing. They think that sitting on the heady all game with a shotgun is the best way to play. But if you and your teammates sort of understand where they are, you could approach it with a more tactical stance. Really get that kind of Counter-Strike feel where you're kind of pinching the enemy, getting trades off each other. And knowing where they are is also super big. So yeah, back right, sitting on the heady. Super simple stuff. And finally for this map, I want to go over jump spots. So these are just simple jump spots that you could do if you're feeling a little ballsy on 1v1, you want to flex a little bit, or you got a 1v2 situation for you, and you want to kind of get that angle above the map, kind of be that tower in the middle, you can do it. So of course the guys in the back of the map could sit here. You could jump up top and get the whole map besides the back corner there, but this is pretty risky. You're standing Statue of Liberty style right in the middle. Everybody can see you, especially in the back there, because it's pretty dark, and you know how this game's lighting is. They could swing on you, and you could not even notice they're there. Jumping into spawn. Can't jump up on the spawn crate, or the spawn wall, I should say. These crates you can, but of course this game's jump. There we go. You're feeling ballsy, you can jump up top here, and then you can jump on top the crate. And you really want to do some funky stuff with these enemies here. They're pretty clueless. It's a great kind of way to jump up here. They can't jump up on the sides, sadly. I wish that it maybe a little bit shorter, so you can jump on it, but then the crate wouldn't make sense. Of course, you could jump up on the corner here. My character would let me. There we go. And of course, give them that double jump. Jump up. And you can do the same thing with every other wall. Sort of give them that weird angle. Now you can jump up here, especially in the back, like the other side. Tires you can jump up. So pretty much everything in this map you can jump up on, which is great. You can really throw that off angle on them, but you just have to be careful because when your player does go through that pulling themselves up animation, your accuracy is butt cheeks. See, that bullet hit all the way up there, and that's not where I wanted to go. So yeah, Speedball, it is a great map. I absolutely love every time we play it. Super competitive, especially when you got a sweaty versus sweaty team. 1v1s are intense. Grenade usage as well. Definitely start using nades because everything is bankable off the back walls. So if you got a nade and you want to send it deep, try to aim for the back of these walls. So let's say they're sitting in the crate here or the barrel, or vice versa, as I said. Throw the nade off. Smack them in the back. Easy clap. Especially if they're sitting in the back corner here. Like, come on. If you're one of those guys sitting in the back corner, come on now. That's how you play. But yeah. Besides that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next 2v2 video. See ya.